Well, good evening and welcome into the Red Shirt Friday. How's it going, folks? I have got my new camera. I'm going to raise that up, tilt that a little bit. So we'll find out how this one's working. I'm using my built-in camera. I have a I have a screen with a built-in camera. My shots framed a little bit different with this one. I don't know if the audio quality is going to be any good. I don't know if the video quality is as good as my wall front camera or not. But hey, I got it going with my new camera. Apparently, when you hook up a monitor that has a camera with it, me being the techno nerd, not knowing how to do this. Apparently, there's another cable you have to have in order to hook the camera up, and it doesn't just go through the one that goes to the monitor. So anyway, I finally got that figured out. Anyway, so it looks like fantastic here. Says it all looks good. Must be sounding okay, I guess. But anyway, it kind of cuts off some of the room. I think the shot's not quite as wide with this particular camera, but uh, anyway, got started to see if this one would work. Well, I've been in the throes of discovering AI this week. I just can't get away from Copilot and creating images with Copilot. And one of my friends apparently has put up a few YouTube videos of my shot, and those showed up this evening, and that was great. Thank you for those. The background with some horses, that was nice. Me entering the extraterrestrial realm looked like I was traveling to outer space in somebody's colon. And then the last one with all of the Southwestern themed items, that was great. Loved it. Loved all of them. They were great. But this whole revolution that's happening in the world of AI creation is just amazing. It's honestly amazing. So this week, Ben's got his thing. He's gonna put together an impossible poem for us to, if we go to the Finbury this year, potentially have a chance of winning that chest, right? And I was playing along just to see what I could create with a puzzle there in the Pecos Wilderness. I did that a little bit. And then I did some creations of some things. And this morning, we were talking about Fantasy Island. And that got me to thinking, well, I wonder what we could do there. So I've been hosting this blog for a while, and let's see if this will come up. All right, so we're live streaming. Uh, so anyway, this is my blog, uh, my Discord channel, and I created a few things this week. And one of the things that I created was this image here. And this was the image I created. It's a picture of Shiloh and Sam driving an S10 pickup in northern New Mexico. And they were relocating the treasure. So I gave the prompt to Copilot this week to show me a picture of Shiloh and Sam driving a S10 pickup in northern New Mexico, relocating the treasure somewhere else. And this is the Copilot rendering that it came up with. Um, the next thing I discovered this week was this movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once. And here there's a basically a rock scene, if you will, where these two rocks are on a ledge, and this got me to thinking about uh, um, Chad Bird's treasure hunt, and if maybe this is how those rocks think. And then here, I found out this week that we had a person by the name of Beth Anderson post some information about her missing uh, brother. And apparently, this guy went to Seeker Summit, and he had some plans to do some Arizona treasure hunting, and he hasn't been seen in a while. So, just FYI, if you are going out treasure hunting, we do have a missing searcher. But the thing I found most fun this week is the ability to draw pictures. And I've created these treasure hunt trading cards for various people, and they all live on Fantasy Island. I think that there should be a place called Fantasy Island. I mean, after all, Jack found that treasure, on an island or something? So anyway, here's one where we have a intrepid treasure hunter saying, "You got any pineapple pies?" And here we have another treasure hunter that said, "I recorded Forrest Fenn." Another person that lives on Fantasy Island. And then here's another Fantasy Island dreamer. Your dreams are the future, or no, your dreams are the treasure. It's all in a dream. It's your thoughts. It's your dreams. It's all in your mind. The treasure's not physical. It has to do with your dream state. And of course, the person that is hosting Fantasy Island is, of course, Forrest Fenn. And if you go to Fantasy Island, you'll have Tattoo. Obviously, there's Tattoo there with the books and the treasure and everything. But anyway, that's what my excitement's been. It's amazing what you can create with this Discord, or not with Discord. It's amazing what you can create with these various and sundry uh, creation tools. So let's stop sharing. So, Fantastic's here. Con. Hey, Con, haven't seen you for a while. Hopefully you'll be out at the Fenbury. Being my luck, you'll probably win that limited edition number 72 chest that the poem's going to be made for. Hope you had a great birthday week. Yeah, it was pretty good. Still celebrating. And Spark Plug's here, so we can do top 5. Trusted Living just rolled in. Tattoo is an internet troll. I see, an internet troll. Well, I wonder if I could just start a co-pilot thing, so I was doing that. This is what I did this week. And so I'm going to try to share this screen here. And again, it may take a while for it to generate. This is generative AI. It may take a minute for generative AI to think about it, right? But right now, if you're watching, I've got AI Copilot. I got it thinking about creating a treasure hunt in New Mexico, like Ben would at his Ben Baree. Well, there's Amy Gwen. It's been a while since I've seen you. But sitting here, I'm trying to create a treasure hunt. I'm trying to create a treasure hunt in the Pecos Wilderness in New Mexico for a 10 by 10 chest using a poem to lead to the location. Please reference Forrest Fenn. So, wow. How did we get Noreen Posey? Where did that come from? Where did it go? Oh, I guess I asked it to show me the grave for Noreen Posey. What's going on here? We'll just start again. Why not? So we'll just start again. So create a treasure hunt. Hunt in New Mexico. At Pecos Wilderness, like Forrest Fenn in the form of a poem. We'll let Copilot marinate on that a second. So here it is. Here's a fully original treasure hunt poem set in the Pecos wilderness, written in a Fenn-like cadence, but not copying. It's designed so someone could actually hide clues or a final cache along a real trail. I'll give you three distinct versions so you can choose the tone you want. So here's a poem that came about for a treasure hunt in the Pecos wilderness. Now, if you don't understand what I'm doing, oh, well, there I am. I'm sharing the wrong screen. I need to share this one. Hold on. I was sharing the wrong screen. I think I'm good now. All right, I'm sharing this one. So what we're doing is I'm trying to pre-solve a Ben Napple type of treasure hunt in the Pecos wilderness. So here's the first one that a generative AI came up with. Begin where dawn first warms the pines, above the Pecos winding lines. Take steady steps where elk still roam, for silence is the seeker's home. When canyon shadows start to thin, let memory guide the path within. A fallen snag of ashen gray will point you toward the water's way. Cross where the river bends to rest, a meadow opens to the west. There lift your eyes to cliffs of red, their ancient stories long unread. Between two stones like sentinels, a hidden spring begins its spells. Follow its whisper soft and low until you meet the last plateau. Well, I think the last plateau is going to be probably the Round Mountain. But anyway, there where the wind forgets to roam and thunder sleeps in granite's dome, beneath a twisted juniper shade, the trove awaits by hand once laid. Now here's a more direct, clue-driven, easier to follow option. Start where the Pecos runs narrow and clear, where anglers at sunrise are likely to appear. Walk north to the switchbacks that climb from the stream, the trail that feels steeper than first it may seem. At the third wooden bridge, take the fork to the right, a path less maintained, but still easy and light. A cairn with three stones marks the turn you must make, then follow the ridge towards the mirrored blue lake. When the lake meets the sky in shimmering line, search near the spruce that leans low like a sign. A hollowed out stump half consumed by the sun holds what you seek when you wandering is done. Here's a mythic and grand. In Pecos wild where mountains keep the secrets that the old gods sleep. A whisper rides in alpine air to call the bold who wander there. Okay. Um, let's make the poem point to a specific GPS, uh, write a map, create an accompanying backstory or finder's note. Okay, I'm going to ask Copilot to use poem one and add Jack's Creek as a final destination. Here's your reforged version of poem one, now ending with a clear, elegant point to Jack Creek as the final destination. I'll keep the tone and mystery intact while weaving Jack Creek naturally into the narrative. Okay, so let's say Ben's going to hide his treasure at Jack's Creek. Maybe the poem will go something like this. Begin where dawn first warms the pines, above the Pecos winding lines. Take steady steps where elk still roam, for silence is the seeker's home. When canyon shadows start to thin, let memory guide the path within. A fallen snag of ashen gray will point you toward the water's way. Cross where the river bends to rest, a meadow opens to the west. There lift your eyes to cliffs of red, their ancient stories long unread. Between two stone like sentinels, a hidden spring begins its spell. Follow its whisper, soft and low, until you meet the last plateau. Then turn where cool, clear waters speak, a winding trail toward Jack Creek. Beneath a juniper bowed and old, the trove is waiting, still and cold. Okay, we want to. So anyway, we need to probably do not make Jack's Creek. Use Jack's Creek literally. So, absolutely. Here's the revised poem with no literal mention of Jack Creek, but the points unmistakably towards it through imagery. Okay, so let's see what it did. Then seek the place where two streams meet, a colder one with mountain heat. Where trout flash silver in the deep, your journey ends where waters sleep. So again, it made it easier for you to identify Jack's Creek without actually saying Jack's Creek. Well, anyway, I thought it was kind of fun to use the generative AI tool to see if we could come up with the actual poem that Jack or that Ben might be putting together for his treasure hunt. And as you can see, the iterations of Copilot and its ability to create poetry based upon locations in the Pecos is quite interesting. Now, I don't know if we could go about pointing out the Torero mine and all the way in which the alliterative phrases come about to show the location. But I think that if one would spend enough time researching the various ways in which the poetry could be put together for a poem to a treasure at the Pecos Wilderness, we could come up with all kinds of iterations. Now, some people like the cipher approach. Um, uh, so let's just see if could you convert this treasure hunt into a cipher. Please provide me with the cipher key. Okay, so again, we've got a um, so basically, I'm now trying to turn the poem into a cipher. And I know some people in the room here kind of like ciphers. And so I thought maybe I would see what Copilot would give me if you wanted to turn the poem uh, cipher. So here's your poem turned into a mono alphabetic substitution cipher, plus the full key so you or someone else can decode it. So here is the cipher: A equals K, B equals D, C equals Q, D equals Z, E equals O, F equals V, K, G. Okay, I'm not going to read this all out, okay? But here's how you would use this. So here is the poem that if you would turn it into a ciphertext poem that would allow you to change the poem into a cipher. So as you can see, um, you could easily encrypt this poem and make it into a cipher poem. Uh, make this easier by making the poem an acrostic. Uh, and disregard So here is the Pecos Wilderness Treasure Hunt poem, uh, transformed into a clean acrostic where the first letters of each line spell out a hidden message. I chose an acrostic that subtly points towards the type of place the solver should end up at without naming Jack's Creek, while still feeling like something Finn could have done. The acrostic phrase is follow the cold water. So, I don't know how this works. Yeah, that kind of didn't make sense. Okay, ignore the acrostic. Ignore the acrostic. Go back to original poem and provide a map. Okay, so we're again. Again, we've got this trying to come up with clues to a uh, uh, Pecos Wilderness Treasure Hunt poem. Uh, so I guess it's giving us a map. Uh, yeah, I want a visual map. Uh, do a hand drawn. Now I'm wondering if you could use the same approach in order to take the map that John Collins Black has for the Appalachian Trail treasure box and feed it into Copilot and have it analyze the map. So I don't know if anybody's taken the whole entire map of the Appalachian Trail puzzle, taking that and then dropped it into Copilot and then asked it to please decipher the following map. I don't know, but I mean these AI tools, these AI tools have gotten so good that it's amazing what they will create by just a simple suggestion. So right now we're working on that hand drawn map for the Pecos Wilderness Treasure Hunt. You know, these tools like this are gonna put John Collins Black. They're going to put Justin Posey. They're going to put Indy. All these wannabe and all these treasure hunt treasure creators out there are. I mean, these. It's just so easy in order to have AI do all the work for you. I mean, AI will honestly do. AI will do the work for you to create maps of your treasure hunt, to create poems for your treasure hunt. It's amazing how easy AI will do this. Hey, Jeep Girl Jody, Zozo, Kid, good to see all you showing up. So let's see if we can expand this map. I don't know if so anyway, here's the map that we get for the treasure of the Pecos Wilderness, New Mexico. And I don't know if I can make this any larger or not. I might be at my maximum size. So, anyway, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool map of that. So it says your hand-drawn map is ready. If you want to add a legend, weathered border, or a second hidden clue embedded in the artwork itself, I can build that next. Well, let's just see if it will add a John Collins Black Appalachian Trail map type border. We'll see if it's smart enough to recognize the type of border that's on John Collins Black's. But here it says it's just adding a rugged Appalachian style border. So it might not be actually going to pull what we had. So Zozo says there's slightly different rules, like 4-point field goal. Somebody must be watching the UFL tonight. You have no video. Is this true that I have no video? I'm not live streaming? Am I just audio tonight? Somebody said earlier that I was okay. Jeep Girl thought that she could write code. There was a treasure hunt with cards. Some football is better than no football. I had 3 lilac bushes. Yeah, the lilac bushes are already going. So, yeah, when I added that border to the map, it didn't do much. Just added some skull and crossbones and some things like that. All right, well, that's what I've been doing all week. Been playing around with the different tools in Copilot to create images and create treasure hunts. Do I not have any video? Am I still not on? I hope I'm back on. Fantastic says that I have video and Ghost Answer can see me. Okay. Well, anyway, so that's what I've been doing for fun this week. I copied some images in from stoof.com, and stoof.com ended up spitting out some interesting stuff trying to analyze stoof.com. So anyway, well, I'm counting it down. I've turned my calendar over. It looks like today's Friday the 1st, and I'm looking at my calendar and I'm getting excited because in 2 weeks, I didn't realize it, but it's just 2 short weeks, and I'll be in New Mexico for my the 16th of May. I mean, in 2 weeks, it'll be the 16th of May, and I'll be heading out to Raton after I go to the Wild Horse Arroyo. So I'm going to go look at the Wild Horse Arroyo, and then I'll be heading to my hotel in Raton. Don't have anything specifically planned after that. I guess I might go do some more treasure hunting in New Mexico. But I saw a YouTuber this week that was doing the following. They basically threw a dart at a GPS coordinate, and then they took their wife and family to that spot to either pan for gold, run the metal detector, to see if they could find any treasure. It was a pretty interesting concept to just throw a dart at a map and see if you can find treasure. Uh, this technique's not too unfamiliar to the Forrest Fenn community because honestly, I think we had just as good a chance as of throwing a dart at a map of the Rocky Mountains and saying that's where Forrest Fenn hit it. I think that we had just about as good a chance that way. Um, yeah. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that thing out in New Mexico. Uh, the biggest news in the biggest news last week was that apparently there was a cipher that had to do with something, and somebody found that the cipher word was Magyar, and it meant that it was the dog, Tucker. Tucker the dog is a Magyar. I guess it's a Hungarian dog of some sort. And anyway, all of this time, people have been spending a year solving this, and so it's finally been solved. The cipher has been solved in the Justin Posey treasure hunt, and the answer was Magyar. So if anybody was still working on that, haven't heard that news, there's the news on Justin Posey treasure hunt and what's been solved. Well, I'm about out of content. It might only be a 30-40 minute show tonight. Yeah, so it had to do with the bronze sniffing dog. If anybody watches my channel, I put out a video this week. I put out a video this week. I don't know if anybody saw it. I don't know if I can play it for you here, but I put out a video. I don't know if this will work or not. I guess I'm done with Copilot. Okay, I will see if I can share a video. There's no audio to the video, so I will just play it. You'll have to indulge my patience here while I try to find it on my hard drive. So I've also this week I'm trying your patience now. Well, there you go. Well, the other thing I've been doing this week is creating some images for Finbury. Okay, and so I created this Finbury image. Basically, it's got a bottle of wine like Jackie O. Jackie O had a bottle of wine, and then it's got the olive jar. It's got the Thrill of the Chase book, some binoculars, a couple of people celebrating this, and somebody already bashed me for the fact that I had too much wood. They said I had too much wood in my wood shop. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, some people were giving me a hard time about the amount of wood that I had. I need to open this with a different application. Probably don't need to see my mail, so I'll close my mail. Um, Let's see what else I can share. Okay, that's my file. That's my file explorer. Uh, okay, I think I found the one I want to play. All right, so let me get back over here. Okay, so I'm sharing this screen. Um, so uh, I wanted to point out this. So the arcs, the double arcs on granite bold are right here. So anyway, you get to the Martins here, and then if you keep going, I'm already out of breath, and I've only walked a few places. There's James Hill. There's a Price. But then you finally get to this one. And you notice how that one has a Tucker on it? It has a dog on it. So anyway, you look for the Martins. There's your Martins. Uh, oh, is Jeep Girl jumping off? I gotta go, friends. Time to get groceries. Have a good night. All right, good night. X's and O's. That's look. MJ's got part of the West Vaco. MJ Enzer is popping up part of the West Vaco sign there. That's before we had emojis. MJ Enzer's dropping a. You're dropping an emoji from the 1970s. Look at that. MJ's got the 1970s emojis going. Green eggs and ham shazam. Uh, yeah. I remember when we used to type 7734 on the Texas Instruments calculators and turn it upside down, and then we type 80085 on the Texas Instrument calculator, turn it upside down, and hand it to our friends. I mean, these were for the younger people out there. This was our fun in school when we got our Texas Instrument calculators, and they had a very interesting text version, if you will, and we'd do the 80085, and then we do the 7734, and then if you wanted to be nice, you do uh, uh, the 07734, which was hello instead of oh hell. Yeah, this was how we used to communicate in emojis back in the day. Back in the day. Robbery G is throwing down a 3411. Yes, throwing down a 3411. Yeah, there are so many ways in which we could have fun with a Texas Instrument calculator other than doing math. Uh, oh, it's 4311 for hell. We always did the 4377. double hockey sticks for hell, you know. But yeah, 4311, that works. Mm. But that's all the fun we had back in the day. We used to take the spring in our uh, tape measures. You could take the back of the tape measure off, and there's a coiled spring inside, and that's how the tape, retracts and comes back. And if you would respin that and add a couple more turns to the spring, you can get your you can get your tape measure to retract a lot faster. Well, the reason for this is because in shop class or drafting or whenever we were in the shop part of the building, you could hook them to the end of the table, and you pull them back to the starting line. And the persons who you also needed to carry with you some WD-40 in order to totally be truly effective. And you wanted to make sure that you soaked down your tape measure in some highly uh, 3-in-1 oil usually work. But anyway, you wanted to make sure it was plenty slick as well. And you pull these back to the starting line, and the first one to go off the end of the table indeed was the winner. Shortly after this, there was the round of belt sander drag racing. Now, belt sander drag racing took this to a whole nother level. And in this event, you had to tether your cord to the end of the table. And you then were allowed to launch your belt sander, and it would come unhooked from the power cord. And the one that stopped the furthest away was the winner. Usually, this was done on the floor because you'd run out of track if you tried to do this on the table. But anyway, you had to tether the cord. The cords had to be equal length, and the person whose belt sander ended furthest from the starting line was the winner. This was not a race of speed, it was a race of distance. Whereas the tape measure was a race of speed. We had other events involved here. There was the acetylene torch launch. In this event, you took the cap of the acetylene bottle that's used for transport. You then filled it up with oxygen, lit it, and measured the distance of travel. Um, I did this for several years, and unfortunately, I just lost one finger. There, I only lost one finger in all of this excitement. We did have a girl lose this finger in shop class. Honestly, she got it cut off when she was using the radial arm saw. Uh, but anyway, somebody asked me a question. What was the question here? I knew that because my psychic abilities are remote viewing. Tuck in your shirt, Zozo. Robbery G wants to know, David, how do you feel about Justin's hunt? Well, I've never seen his hunt up close, but I'm sure he's got a good looking one. Well, if you haven't been watching along and following along, and I gave you my take on Justin Posey's treasure hunt. I think it was a couple weeks ago, but in a nutshell, I believe Justin Posey was put in place to deliver a message to all treasure hunters. Hear ye, treasure hunt community. You've been doing it all wrong. You haven't been hunting correctly. You need to make this a community event. You need to make this an inclusive event. You need to bring in all the people you can in a love fest, and then work towards a group solve of it all. The days of the one searcher, one prize treasure hunt's over. It's now one treasure hunt as a continuation of the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. In other words, Forrest didn't do it quite right. I can do it better because my name's Justin. And I'm going to correct all the things that Forrest Fenn did wrong in his treasure hunt and make a new and improved, better treasure hunt with checkpoints, verification, and the winner is going to be predetermined, just like Forrest Fenn's. I don't know. I really have, I really, my feelings towards the whole entire uh, treasure hunt community is one of, I'm not going to, my feelings towards new treasure hunts are like this. Fool me once, my bad. I'll take the blame for that. Try to fool me twice, I'm going to be more reserved, more cautious before I jump in to the soup. Okay? So I feel as if there's a lot of information in the book that's guidance towards a certain treasure hunter trying to steer a certain treasure hunter in the right direction. And I just think that's the way that is. Um, will Will Matt DeMoss jump out of a cake? Because this really isn't Justin's treasure hunt. It's Matt DeMoss's treasure hunt. It's Matt DeMoss's book. And so, will we, in the end, see Matt DeMoss jumping out of a cake? I don't know. I just don't know. I used to play Bloody Knuckles with about three other guys after we finished our accounting assignment. Oh yeah, that was. Do you remember the game where you took your finger and you started scratching, and you know you kept scratching until the person called Uncle? Let me show you the victory scars that I have on my wrist from that game. For those who have not experienced the full, did anybody play Mumbly Peg? Now, Mumbly Peg is this name for this game where you spread your feet apart and you throw a pocket knife. Some people used to call this spread 'em, but anyway, Olga's bathtub, according to Two Trips, belongs in a museum. Well, it might be in a museum for all I know. There's Steve Klein coming in the room. Robbery G's here. Somebody said something about giving super secrets out. Oh, how do I feel about Justin giving out super secrets? Yeah, it's a little unfair to the treasure hunting community when these treasure hunt creators uh, do additional information after their treasure hunts launch. Robbery G is here for me. Time number 33. I'm seriously thinking it's a bad idea. Time number 33. I'm seriously thinking it's a bad idea. That's I don't know the code. I don't know what the code is there. Sorry. Can't decipher. Don't know what that code is. Time number 33. So yeah, I mean, I would prefer people that put together a treasure book, let their treasure hunt be released, let it go on for 2 or 3 or 4 years, uh, and be out there for people to solve based just upon the book and the poem. And then at that point, if people aren't getting the gist of it, maybe then you could start talking about your treasure hunt. But to come out of the gates with a treasure hunt and within a year have multiple appearances to promote the hunt and give out additional clues, I think is a little bit over promoting. And then there's one guy that has a treasure hunt that's almost daily promoting the treasure hunt that one has. John Collins Black is the only one of the three major treasure hunt creators that has muzzled that has muzzled himself and allowed his work to speak for itself. The other two, so if you rank them in order of public appearances, promotion, John Collins Black, for the most part, put his out there and said, here's the quality of my work. I'm going to let it speak for itself. I know people want to hear from me, so I'll maybe do 1 or 2 appearances a year. Kudos. That's how you should probably manage a treasure hunt. Then there's Justin, that's for the most part put his out there, but appears randomly from time to time on his real life, X account. Occasionally appears at Seeker Summit and stuff like that. But then there's Chad Bird, and he's everywhere. I mean, he's got his Discord channel. He's got his promotion. He's trying to cross promote with everybody. And I don't really think that's a treasure hunt anymore. I really don't think that's a treasure hunt anymore, because you had these people looking at Pat May's, and you started out with a poem about Pat May's, started out with a poem that's talking about places, and then you go and eliminate that county. And all these people, these poor people, have invested money in you and your treasure hunt based upon what you said it was. And it's changed 5 times since what it first was. So, I mean, can you have a treasure hunt where you change the page on the website and continually update the website page to something different? I don't think you can. I don't think that's a treasure hunt. I think that's an interactive, that's some sort of interactive game that's played among a few people that want to continue to interact over time. And it then weans it down to maybe 10 or 15 people that were willing to put up with trying to solve 50,000 different puzzles along the way. It's almost like getting the New York Times crossword puzzle every day. Well, the New York Times crossword puzzle doesn't have a grand prize at the end, and neither does that treasure hunt, in my opinion. You're just getting puzzles, busy work, things to work on every day, every week. There's something new to work on. And maybe you can win $1,000 for a side quest, maybe $2,000, maybe $5,000 for, quote, a side quest. Well, if that's what you're into, and if you set your sights on winning just that one smaller prize, then I think it's a good place for people. But if you think you're going to take the entirety of all the information that keeps getting presented and presented in a spiral where it's not circular, it's not the same information. Forrest Fenn presented the same information in different ways. That guy is presenting different information in different ways. And none of it leads back to the first information that you were given. In other words, I'm giving you a data set on day 1. I'm going to give you clues to that data set in a year from now, and 5 years from now, a month from now. But it's the first same data set that I started with. On that treasure hunt, I swear to God, the data set continues to change. And so it's a durational hunt. It's like, that's a durational hunt that ends up with who's willing to stick with me the longest? Who's willing to try to solve all my little side quests? Who's willing to stick with me? But the original data set, the original puzzle that you presented is no longer available. The original puzzle you presented pointed to the lake right outside of where he lived in Texas. The shape of the lake looked like Bigfoot. The shape of the lake, and he first off says, we are Bigfoot hunters. We are Bigfoot hunters. And you looked at the shape of that lake, and the shape of that lake was a Bigfoot. The person that was involved in creating that lake was Pat May's. And I'm not talking about Pat May's lake. I'm talking the one outside of, I'm so fucking frustrated about this treasure hunt. I can't even speak the name of the town. Paris, Texas. If you go look at the lake right outside of Paris, Texas, it looks like Bigfoot. And he was going to lead you to the archery range side of the lake because he was giving you the clues about the archery. But as soon as 50 people started posting about that, and as soon as there was a good Discord conversation about it, he decided to eliminate the whole entire county. And so you're going to end up working on a treasure hunt that's, he says, wants to last 15 years. You're going to end up working on a treasure hunt for 15 years where somebody will just collect the 5 keys, and his third cousin on his mom's side is going to go pick up the treasure and claim it. Robbery G. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. I'm preaching to you. Sosa says 5 cards. You draw and discard your hand trying to get the lowest total. 0 is the lowest. Yeah, I'm still working at trying to get as far away from that treasure chest as I can by climbing the ladder. I keep climbing that ladder farther away from the treasure chest. Oh my God, chat got disconnected. What did I do? Steve Klein says, I'm bipolar. I get sensitive on Sundays, and I like long walks on highways. Well, just so you're going down the center line. I don't know why. I don't know why my chat got disconnected. I knew K-Pro was into my computer, but I didn't know she had that much influence on it. Am I back? Am I alive? Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? I'm back. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Honestly, don't know. I think Chad Bird reached out and touched me. I think he reached out and touched me. I honestly think he did. I think he hit my IP address with a worm, with a bug. I think he dropped a bird turd on me and it exploded and killed my internets. I think he dropped a bug on me and killed my internets or something like that. I don't know. Man, I don't know how I got myself back. Honestly, I just started clicking some buttons. I went into manage video. I clicked on the stream. It said it was still live. Says to myself, enter stream, add webcam. Anyway, who is Chad Bird? Well, we could do a cryptid search on Chad Bird and see if we can find him. Let's just do that. Who is Chad Bird? I'm going to turn this in as my video looking for a cryptid. I'm game. Let me do this. I got to do a Googly. I got to go into AI mode. Who is Chad Bird? Now we've got to do a share screen. Oh my God, I got the minister. Chad Bird. Let's do the treasure guy. Oh, look at this. Oh, let's try this. Well, I found it. There it is. Chad Bird is the creator of Treasure Quest, a massive real world treasure hunt launched in 2025. In the spirit of Forrest Fenn, he hid a treasure hardware wallet containing 15,000 crypto coins of various types. I think the number one type of crypto coin in there is probably uh, the one that has to do with the anyway. It's a wallet USB drive hidden inside a hollow rock. The treasure is hidden between the 30th and 30th parallel in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, or New Mexico. Well, they took out Arkansas, so it's down to Texas, Oklahoma. The searchers must solve a riddle poem found on the official Treasure Quest website. Nope, nope, it's no longer there. Over a 15-year period, 5 keys will be released to make the hunt easier. And it's going to end in 2040 if the treasure remains unfound. So that's what you're getting yourself into right there. Yes, show me the riddle. Show me the poem riddle. See, it doesn't even show it anymore. It doesn't even. If you ask for the poem riddle, it won't even show it to you. I don't know why that took me to beyond the map's edge. Look at that. This is another example of how AI is not right. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ben hid a treasure just for you. Oh, how sweet, Steve Klein. uh, Red as a rose, blue as a violet. I don't think Vin has hit shit. I don't know. Zozo says it sounds like a scam. A scam with 40,000 subscribers to his YouTube channel. Somebody is a pirate from the days of old, when men were men and ate wheels of cheese covered in mold. Oh, do I not have any audio? Is my audio off? I have no audio. Blue as a violet, red as a rose. If you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna hit your nose. Yeah, I think we used to say that. Amy Gwynn can hear just fine. There once was a man from Nantucket who had an organ. No, never mind. Are there any questions? Are there any questions tonight? The mighty Karnak is here to answer questions. Well, anyway, don't forget, get your reservations to go look at the Folsom Man site. I'll be there in 2 weeks. I will be going to bed in 2 weeks, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and heading out to New Mexico. I ask many questions. I answer none. but sometimes I wish I hadn't. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you hear me, but most of the time you wish you didn't. I had my first planning and zoning meeting last week. Robbery G, I really do want that box. I will put as much effort as humanly possible into getting to Fenbury, having all the possible permutations for poems that could be written about the Pecos Wilderness, Jack's Creek, Round Mountain. My only problem is my boots on the ground game is going to suck because I can't hike 5 miles. I can't hike 4 miles. I can't hike 3 miles. I'd be lucky to hike a mile. And so my ground games would be terribly bad. So if this isn't like a quarter mile from where I can park and reasonably search, I have no chance of finding that. But I would love to have that treasure box. I'm willing to invest the gas at $16 a gallon, which is probably by the time Trump gets done with gas prices, it'll probably be $16 a gallon by the time I'm ready to go out to the Pecos Wilderness and look for treasure. So, I'm willing to spend that much in gas just to get out there to look for it. Trusted Living says I'm still trying to figure out how my first search location was the place my mom described to me in 1980. That her Russian boyfriend took her to in the Rockies. He was a G16 back in the day. Well, the spot of Immaculate Conception is always a good place to start looking. Will it be given away at Fenbury, or is the kickoff of a search for the treasure box? As far as I understand, and you will have to ask Ben on his Discord, what his intentions are for the box that he unboxed in a video. But my assessment of the show that he had about it when he got it was that he was going to write a poem and that it would be some sort of treasure hunt associated with a celebration of Forrest Fenn at Fenbury at the time of Forrest Fenn's birthday, August of 25, 26, something like that of this year. But again, I cannot speak for that man. You will have to ask him directly. So that's my understanding of it. No one has asked on the Discorded. Uh yeah, this I mean, you'll have to ask him where you at. Go to the video that Ben Apple put up of his unboxing of the chest and post a comment in there asking him to clarify that if nobody finds the chest, will it actually be given away via a raffle or some other means? Steve Klein says Ben won't answer our questions. Honestly, you know, Ben was the guy that said he was going to launch $1 million treasure hunt, and that never happened. He never launched $1 million treasure hunt. So when he was unboxing that, getting us all primed up and excited about Benbury, and having a chance to find that treasure chest, I mean, maybe he was just bullshitting us. I don't know. There's so many fakers, makers, and shakers and maker uppers in this treasure hunt that, he might have just been bolstering his Discord and bolstering his, channel by saying that I'm unboxing this chest and I'm going to give it away. And maybe that never, maybe he took that video down. Fantastic says, didn't he give away fish hooks that evaporated? Well, he ended up getting the Forrest Fenn fishing flies, and he hid them in the Impossible poem. And he claims the Impossible poem was found that he went back and they were gone, but the person has never contacted him for the additional price. And so I don't know. So people make up things that they say they're going to do all the time. I tend to do what I say I'm going to do, and I don't try to impress people with things that just that aren't going to happen. I try to tell people that I'm lying to them when I'm outright lying to them and making shit up. I mean, I try to make it clear that this show is 85% fabrication, 15% truth. And so I don't know where the nuance is in that. He gave away the same. He gave away the same flies twice. Well, trust in living. The answer to that question is this: how do you think Forrest Fenn kept allowing people to drink out of Jackie Kennedy's brandy bottle? Well, either people were getting a lot of backwash, or he had to be refilling the brandy bottle. I drank some of K-Pro's backwash out of the bottle, and I really liked it so much I decided to marry her. Oh, now I'm wearing the Freddy Krueger hat. All right. If I were going to Finbury, I don't think I'd go to Saul for that treasure hunt. I can't see him letting that go. Well, I mean, he said he was. We'll see if Ben Apple is a man of his word. Oh, Shlemiel Shlemazel. Yeah, Trust of Living says that, and the COVID-19 epidemic can be traced directly to Forrest Fenn's bottle of brandy. Hence, the governor had to put the state in a total lockdown with a 14-day quarantine period, and thereby Forrest's plan of giving away the treasure shortly before he died was blown up and screwed. For those who are attending the Mountain Man Retreat, otherwise known as the Folsom Man Tour, I will have a bottle of brandy available to pass around if you're willing to exchange a little of my spittle. I will try to make sure that alcohol content is high enough so that any backwash bacteria will be rendered defunct, dead, whatever, by the alcohol. I'm scared now. It would be sad if Ben backs away from having the chest available for a Fenbury treasure hunt. I mean, I think I've defended that guy a few times in the past. As in, just because he seemingly gets fun and answers from Shiloh, don't be mad at Ben. Be mad at Shiloh for only communicating with Ben. You might remember me saying that a few weeks ago. Or he could just be making that up too. After all, he's known to be Buffalo Bill. Do you like Bob England? I'm not sure who Robert England is for sure. The Aviators are 24. The Houston Gamblers are 17 at the 2-minute warning. Sweet Pea says, "Hey, Sweet Pea, good to see you. I thought the chest was sent to him specifically to give away at Finbury." Well, that was my interpretation. That was my understanding. Things change. Things change. I mean, Finbury could be on a Friday the 13th for all I know. Duh! Somebody put duh. Who said duh? Oh, Robert G says it's impossible to solve it. Duh. That's why it was called the Impossible Poem. Robert G, in his best Ricky Ricardo voice, says, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Close. Honest attempt. Not even close. Is that poll worthy? Lucy, you got some explaining to do. But the poorest Puerto Rican accent ever. Oh, that's right. He was from Cuba. Sorry, Cuba. Well, I can do anything I want with Cuba. Yeah, Don. I can do anything I want with Iran. Oh, really? Yeah, Sweet Pea. I don't know that anything has changed in that area as far as that chest that he has. Uh, oh, Robert G said that my Ricky Ricardo imitation sucked. Uh, so, well, sorry about that. I did my best. You want to mess with Tony Montana? Oh, I didn't drop the F bomb a number yet. I should have been dropping the F bomb if I want to go into my Tony Montana. Well, there's Dillard Denton. Haven't seen the Denton for a while. Oh, it's all about Little Ricky. Oh, yeah, Little Ricky. Your best is not good enough. But I'm trying. But I'm trying. But I'm trying. I don't know who I don't know who I could do the best imitation of. Honestly, I've not really worked on imitations all that much. Um, the plane, the plane. Robert G wants to give me a big hug. I'm not sure I want one of those old prison hugs. I'll pass on that. I don't want to get shanked in the shower. We're all excited for Ben. I mean, watching Ben fondling a box. That's a great Rocky. Yeah. What was her name again? What was her name again? Adrian! Adrian! I found Forrest's other four chests. They're all connected to the first one. Yeah, you have to solve JCB, Justin Posey, and Chad Bird's treasure hunt in order to get the Forrest Fenn prize. It's a four-factor. Please read it again slowly. Please, please, you need to read the book and then go back and read it over again slowly. See what little things jog your mind. And read that poem and then go back and read it again slowly, seeing what jogs your mind. Oh, Forrest has four pieces of real estate on which each of the chests are located. I only know of one chest. It has an A and an F and an O8. If anybody can produce me a picture of them standing next to the A, F, and the O8. We should have a conversation. Diller Denton says, it's not the chest, it's the monopoly you gathered putting the chase together. No, it's Chaseopoly. Let's play Calazar's games. You can hide it in the same spot. Yeah, you probably could. You got to figure out whether you're searching for a table of history, whether you're searching for some shoes in a shoebox. I mean, the shoebox is 10 by 10. That could be the 10 by 10 chest that he's talking about. The chest could be this other chest that, is just the chest, right? The chest, if you will. It's so hard to figure out exactly what you were looking for in the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. Dillard Denton says a rich man has yet to give anything away. You might be right about that. You might be right about that. You could be, because he didn't really give away, he really didn't give away the gold coins. They were sold at auction. So, I mean, they were sold at auction, so he didn't really give anything away. I'm just waiting to move in. I got the U-Haul ready. I'm ready to head on out to move into 1021 Old Santa Fe Trail. It's just a matter of time before they award me that property, and a fistful of money to pay the taxes and the utilities and the help and the upkeep, and putting me in a situation of relative a luxury. Damn, you're bald like Mario. I've been bald for a while now. I can't. I mean, honestly, I can't sit next to another guy that's as bald as me in public, because people get excited thinking that we're two boobs. Well, I mean, we might be two boobs, but if they see our two heads next to each other, it's like two melons out there in the garden getting ready to ripen up side by side. Okay, that's an old bald man's joke. But anyway. Well, I put in my hour of Fenn time, even with the interruption from Chad Bird. I don't know what the hell that was all about. Hopefully, I'll see a bunch of you next in a couple of weeks. The Trust of Living says the Twin Estates are better than Forest Home. Yeah, I'm not sure where the Twin Estates are. I mean, I was looking at that video of the Nedra Matucci gallery that's for sale for $10 million. And, it might need a little work here and there, but man, that's a nice looking piece of real estate. Steve Klein says Ben has given away his home, and it does include the mortgage. You get that too. So nice of you to give me your home and your mortgage. I honestly don't know where Ben lives. I don't know what kind of house he lives in. The house is probably paid for. I don't know. Steve Klein, you might not know this, or you might know this. Dave from back east is giving away his motorhome. All right. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. Thanks for joining in tonight. Hope everybody has a good weekend, a great next week. Am I gone again? Oh, as in what happened to Dave from back east? I don't know. I haven't seen a video from him for a while. Hope he's doing all right. Yeah, I mean, I really haven't seen a video from him for a while. Maybe Forrest finally gave him the treasure and a non-disclosure agreement. All right. Dave from back east became a children's book author. Wow. I kind of thought maybe he'd be a comic book writer, but children's book, comic books, about the same, right? Okay, folks. Thanks for joining in. If anybody wants to go live and continue the conversation, post it in the chat. Steve Klein says there's a speakeasy in Ben's after this. Let's do that. Let's do that. I don't have a permission slip to post Ben's Discord. But I want to be Hooli someday. And so since Hooli's got all the links, the name of Ben's Discord is Finding Forrest Fenn's Gold. And I'm going to be the first to join. I'm already over there. I'm already over there right now. I'm already over in the Discord. I'll share the screen. So here I am. I'm voice connected. I expect other people to come in. So here I am. I'm in the speakeasy. Look, I'm in the speakeasy. I'm in the speakeasy. See, I'm already there. I'm already in the speakeasy. Nobody else is coming over. There's somebody. There's the two-time champ and me in the Discord. Come on over. The water's fine. All right. I'm going to end the stream. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week on She Ha.